Hi, Hare Krishna. Do you know how easy it is to be God conscious in India when you're walking around streets with temples at every corner and pujas being performed every second? Do you know how easy it is? It makes sense. It makes sense to be around that kind of vibration. Because if you don't have that kind of association, you experience something very different. Who's that? Andromeda. Yes, Andromeda. Hello. 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 Heaven high. Heaven high. Hi. Hi, heaven. So, when you don't live in India or in a holy place like, say, Jerusalem or where Muhammad was born, and you live in a world full of material challenges, it's very challenging. Mm. But, aha, but, but, hang on, let me see if I can do this. But, mm. Krishna, you're so. But there's always hope. As pearls are strung on a string. You know, they can pave paradise and put up a parking lot and get their wires and their fences and their barricades and barriers and 5G towers and their LED lights and their even this is divine. Even that's divine. Who can see the Panchatattva? Who can see the Panchatattva? Wrap them up in love. Looks like little devotees. Look like devotees with their hands up in the air. Haribo, 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 Nitagora, Haribo. They'll never stop the sun from shining. Them is the words I wanted to read. Them is the words I wanted to read. They will never stop the sun shining. As try as they might, with their rules and their regulations and their fences and their barriers and their restrictions and their laws and their sun. Big wheel keeps on turning. Do 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 do. The cycle keeps going. The sun rises, the moon sets, the tides roll in and roll out. Life continues, even though on this necromancing matrix wannabe artificial insemination world, they want to take creation out of the picture and make their own creation. And even though I stare aimlessly at the Facebook screen watching ecstatic devotees in prema, and even though I battle my demons of envy and ungratefulness and jealousy and self self self-sabotaging demoniac energy which reeks to high heaven. The sun keeps shining. The air keeps breathing. And yeah, everything comes from yeah, that there. Gratefulness from the core. Gratefulness from the core. The fundamentals. The basics. The raw. Oh, and then we get into the more, detailed, detailed quandaries of prema, ecstatic prema, verses these verses versus those verses, and that guru versus this guru, and where is it and where's our path? What about the individual soul and the individual relationship and the path, guru tattva? Yeah, as narrow-minded as narrow-minded as it might seem, and as not not inclusive to all those on this planet. And as much as we all like to think we love God and care for God and desire welfare for humanity, those verses from the Shastra keep on shining. Ecstatic prema, baby. Ecstatic prema. And if you don't have it, you better find somebody who does have it. And even though it tears your brain cells out, you fucking get it better. Appreciate it. Or else Mark Zuckerberg is going to ban you for 29 days. Anyway, there we have it. Thanks, Amanda. Domina. Hare Krishna. Purging and purification. Yeah, yeah. It was a nice feeling. It was a nice feeling to you could make your way back to God. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, buddy. I'll get some rollies and drink. We'll get drinking some rollies. Oh. All the reason I'm doing this is because no one else can hear me saying it. Speak one. You're already smoking. It's pink. It's pink. Oh, yeah. Oh, there. Yeah, it's a house here. Well, I notice it now. Little slivers. Give me company. What am I doing here? Going to get. It depends what I want to drink. Depends. It deep ends. You be quiet. Oh. Quiet. Why do I have to put on an Indian accent when I walk in here? I don't know. What I do put on an Indian accent when I walk in here. What am I doing? Looking for thingy. Man might know. Do you sell a book fast? I remember seeing it.
I've seen it.
Yes. Love Jubilee. Buy some book fast. For old time's sake. For old lang syne. And what tobacco do you have? You have
All sorts.
I know you have Rolly tobacco.
We've got Sterling, Personages, Amberleaf, Pall Mall, Holborn, Lemon Butler,
Oh my god,
gold leaf,
so
Marlboro.
much. We'll go for the Marlboro.
Marlboro, yeah?
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't think.
Do you want to buy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've got 35 from that end. Not 35.
You won't by the time I'm done.
21.98.
Jesus Christ.
What have you been bloody buying?
Drugs are expensive.
Tell him again.
Drugs are expensive.
Very expensive.
Don't do drugs, they're expensive.
Don't repeat that. Do drugs. Worth it.
Do
I
do drugs.
Do makes everybody
Do
laugh.
drugs.
I do.
That's very loud.
Ditto.
I do
Do drugs.
Ditto.
I've got one.
Don't
It
do-
makes me think of Dex's Lavatory.
Do drugs.
Did it?
If I have a
Jesus.
cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? I've
Do drugs if you're rich.
got wine at home.
Don't do
Do
drugs.
drugs if you're alive. Do drugs if you're depressed.
Jesus Christ.
Christ, this is this dickhead.
Well, do drugs in a quantity that you can relate to the
Yeah.
results.
Do what you can handle.
Yes, and
Yeah.
appreciate the journey.
Yeah.
Never bring-
Enjoy it.
And if it brings you
And
closer,
if you have a shit time, don't blame the drugs, blame yourself.
yes. Or blame the person who gave it to
Yeah.
you.
You gave me shit drugs.
Or,
It's not the drug's fault. You gave me shit ones.
yeah, and if it brings you closer to the divine, you're doing it right.
You have a beautiful accent, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
I love my accent. I speak to myself regularly.
I fucking would if I was you as well.
I know.
to be honest.
If
Sometimes-
I betrayed my
I
accent,
don't have to masturbate, I just talk. Yeah, you heard it there. Very loud ladies. Wow. Okay. Wow. I don't masturbate, I just talk. I don't masturbate, I just talk. It's a left-hand car. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. But if you do good drugs. And think of God while you're doing them. I don't have a lighter. That sucks. I'm going to carry all this back with me. So, what was I saying? Oh. 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 Hey. Oh. Hey, pens. Krishna. Eight. Krishna. Offering everything to our Lord with love and devotion. I hear all the Lord talk. Radhe, Gauranga, Gadadhar. Mmm. Mmm. Different. It was a little bit more spiritual. Hello, cow cat. Cow cat. Oh, this machine pumps out so much EMFs. The EMFs being pumped out by this machine would send your tricorder, where the fuck's called, trimeter, off the fucking Richter scale. We walked past this with our tri-reader. I was like, whee, right off. I was like, what the fuck is this? And why is it so radioactive? Radioactive, more like electromagnetic. Yeah. Why is it so radiomagnetic? I don't know, because it's a big fucking machine that pumps out that kind of energy. And it's dangerous to the human body. just like everything else that human beings are creating to make their communication faster and easier. I mean, yogis who had all these supernatural powers, did they suffer? Was there a suffering for living longer and transporting their bodies from one part of the world to the other to be able to read somebody's consciousness? It's a very it's a commitment. It's a sadhana. You have to train, learn, prepare. You know, you're not gonna you're gonna be old and you're gonna be risen and you're gonna be focused and you're gonna be to achieve these higher levels of yogic powers. Right now, there's children playing cops and robbers with other children at the other side of the world in a virtual reality. On what austerities have they done individually? Not. But at the same time, they have, because they don't grow up with their family, they're isolated, they don't have a relationship with humans on the 3D, they're very alienated from that reality. So there is there is an austerity. These yogis who could travel without time, these yogis who could live, no, they had to do austerity, they had to do tapasya, they had to be renounced, and they had to be pure, and they had to be all these other requirements. And yet all these children, this society even, we could travel across the world physically, a couple of hours on a red eye, we're there. Communicate with somebody at the other side of the world instantaneously. See them, speak to them. We can print things, we can create something in the ether and then create it three-dimensionally before us. But what is our tapasya? What is our tapasya? Our tapasya. What is our tapasya? The yogi rises early in the morning to perform their sadhana. The karmi rises early in the morning to perform their tapasya. Their tapasya is to put food on the table, to clothe and shelter their family. The yogi's austerity is to tap into the divine through their own tapasya. The modern day karmi taps into the divine, not knowing it to be the divine, but knowing it to be the AI, the artificial intelligence. But that intelligence, of course, originally comes from the supreme intelligence. The yogi knows who they're talking to, who they're dedicating to, who they are connecting to. The modern day karmi, they don't know who they're connecting to. They've forgotten about the divine. The only thing they're thinking about is the paycheck, the security, the pension, the status in the system. So one is in illusion and one is not. But at the same time, the one in illusion is also serving the divine in the covered form. And with these yogic austerities, with these commitments to the 9 to 5, they get to travel the world and communicate with their brethren at the other ends of the planet. They get to do all and experience all these yogic austerities. But they waste so much time in these discussions. They waste so much time in these interplanetary communications where they all end up watching a cat licking its ass falling down the stairs. So all this yogic power is being wasted on children. Now, I must admit, I've laughed my ass off to some of these, things. But without a divine connection, without some kind of understanding of a higher source, and the fact that a higher source is a person and is interacting with everything all the time, without that conscious awareness, how can you not be aware of a conscious awareness? I mean, was I so... Oh, hang on. Anyway, I'm on my way. I mean, even without the knowledge of the Vedas and the observation of this realm of reality, could I still perceive a supreme consciousness? I think so. I think everybody perceives a supreme consciousness, whether they like to or not, whether they're willing to receive or not. They can't jam the airwaves. They cannot jam the airwaves. Because everything, even if it's Netflix or YouTube or Facebook, is coming from something. It's coming from someone. And they in turn come from Bhagavan. All right. Well, this has been nice. Nice to keep the consciousness high. Of course, I'm going to go back to the house now and watch 2 hours of Facebook reels or YouTube comedies or TikTok laughs. But at the same time, always knowing behind all of these distractions, it's just Krishna, the reservoir of beauty playing out. Bhakti broadcast over and out. Thanks, Andromeda. Thank you, Srila Haridas. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Yamuna Devidasi. Thank you, Ganga, Lalita, Balaram, Gadadhar, Shridvaita, Nityananda. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Oh, nice walk. Needed to be done, even though it was to buy drinks and fags. Oh, go Ranga. Haribo. Thank you for being here and holding this space. And 2 or more are gathered in my name. Oops, there he is. Go Ranga. Thank you. And then the immortal tune of Shadow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama. Whoa. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Okay, so I didn't know there was a freeze in this one. A show? Hola. Merci beaucoup. Ah, that's a bigger one. I didn't have a looper. It's a looper. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh God, I'm just getting over my operation. Hernia operation. Oh Jesus. Shut up. Oh God. Krishna. Anyway, this might take some time. I'll go now and fix it. Hare Krishna. Vanchakapatra. Forgive all my offenses, please, please. Forgive my offenses. Forgive my offenses. Forgive my offenses. Oh, please forgive my offenses. If you don't, I'm fucked. Hare Krishna. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Gauranga.